Hello everyone, and I realized that episode 75 was supposed to be the big tour episode, but I just went like a week and a half, 2 weeks without a computer, which means that you also went like a week and a half to 2 weeks without a new video from me. So we're a little bit behind, and I wanted to start out, like jumping back into the whole making the videos of the YouTubes, of the Minecrafts, and the stuffs and things, and the jello, with a tour video, the tour video that was supposed to come next episode, which would have already have come and passed if my computer didn't die on me. So this is the tour. I have a list of stuff here that I want to look at, but the big thing is there's my castle, there's the castle of the Nims. And yeah, it's quite awesome. The first thing, since we're outside the castle, this is the city of Nimbus. This is, I get yelled at all the time telling people that, or people telling me that I need to expand on it, but it's a good size. I like the population. As Archduke Nims, I can keep track of all my subjects pretty easily. That is probably Richard Dino's name was voted on a while back. And the first thing, now that it is nighttime, I want to show you is the zombie defense system. The zombie defense system is basically a design that I've got. It's pretty simple, it's not too hard. It was built a long time in the past using the old like block update detector or the bud switch, and then that would detect grass growing to be able to tell if it was day or night, blah blah blah. And with the sensor that came out, the daylight sensor, it's much easier now. It's on a time delay, which gives villagers a chance. I guess we can walk through the city of Nimbus as we talk. It gives villagers a chance to enter the houses. See, we can see our pink villager there. He is already inside, and that guy is being a goofball, and he's like, I'm gonna look through the window instead of going in the house. Bro, you're on a timer. If you don't make it back before curfew, you're gonna get locked out. I would really get in that house. I really would, man. You're gonna, and then the zombies are gonna be like eating your brains and stuff. You too, pink villagers, they're the trouble causers. Anyway, so the ZDS will pop up and it'll block off all the doors just like that, which means that we've got a couple of villagers locked out. It blocks all the doors, so let's pretend I'm a zombie, right? I want to say there's a villager in here. I'm gonna get you, villager. Oh, nom 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 nom. I can't get into villager. I can't do it. So that would keep villagers protected, and then once it turns to daytime, then that music is annoying me. Once it turns to daytime, then there's another timer that's set up that would give enough time for all the zombies and the skeletons and the nasties to burn, and then the villagers would be taken out of confinement. So yeah, this is the next thing. This is probably one of the cooler things that I've got. This is the castle gate. You can see we've got a button here. Oh, push the button, castle gate closes. Push the button again, castle gate opens. Now if you're curious on what this lever does, it's a manual override for the ZDS. Let's say I'm really concerned about that villager getting locked out, which I'm really not. He's not a very good villager. His name's Jim Bob, and I keep seeing him stealing from the general store. So if he gets eaten by a zombie, his brains were fair game, man. He didn't make it back before curfew. So anyways, we've got the castle gate here, the portcullis, and then I've got some tripwire that's set up here to there, and you can see it on my screen now. So as we trip this tripwire, the castle gate basically automatically detects that you walked by and thusly closes. Now this is the inside of Castle Nims. This is largely unfinished. Even this is very basic designs. We'll come back and talk about this chest in a minute, but since I can see it, we'll come over here. This is the iron golem farm, and I have some issue with them escaping. I don't know how they're fitting through this hole. He must have been, you know how when you squeeze through something you gotta like suck in your gut? Well, this guy must have been really good at sucking in his gut. How this iron golem farm works is, I don't know if we can see it, but there's basically a mock village built in the sky that then has enough villagers in it to spawn iron golems. Well, then the iron golems spawn in like water flows and then get like pooped out down here. It's like my sky bum hole. Get pooped out down here and then fill up the iron golem farm. It works very easy. I've got a couple of levers here. This is going to be quite loud. Get out of the way. You are annoying me. And those levers release lava and thus burn the golems, and then once the golems are burned, then we can fill up this these 2 chests here with ridiculous amounts of iron. We pretty much have an unlimited amount of iron. See, I can't even, I'm full. I need to convert that to blocks, but I will do that at some other point, and I don't need these roses because I've already got a chest full. Where to look at next? Last episode we had left off and I was working on this farm here. This is a coca bean farm, and I kind of like it. I got it done. I was just trying to get back in the swing of doing Minecraft before I came and did this new video, so I was just finishing it up. I think it looks kind of nice. Got it hidden around my... There were 3 wise men here, but I had to remove one of them to be able to install the coca bean farm because this is where I wanted it for whatever reason. So now there are only 2 wise men, but you can see that we get the coca beans. I got 18 beans out of 6 plants, which isn't too bad. I'm not looking for like ridiculously high yields. It's just enough to make cookies and to say that we've got it if we need it. And also in another recent episode, we completed the vine farm over here, which you can use shears, and this is actually quite a ways. This is completely full, so you can just bam, have unlimited amounts of vines. Trying to think of where we should go next, because I want this to be largely uninterrupted, so that way you can kind of get a feel for how the castle works and all the different intricacies of it. So this is my storage room. We've got pressure plates. There are 4. It's basically a large intersection. The idea is that I will have this connected up to as many different things. You can see that we've already got the blacksmith over there. We'll go talk about that in a second. But the idea here is that I want it to be a very central point, so we're constantly running through it. That way, like, I won't have to run out of my way to go get my materials or supplies. But yep, this is all. A lot of people ask me if this is like completely legit, and yes, everything in this is totally legit. Even the bottles of Enchanting are legit. You can buy those from villagers, and all these emeralds I got. A lot of the emeralds I got, albeit from you could call it exploiting, but back before villagers had the trade caps, you could just grind out a ton of paper and then just trade it to them and have ridiculous amounts of emeralds. So that's where most of that's from. This is my blacksmith. This is a very recent addition. This is very, very cool. I'm very, very happy with this. It utilizes hoppers. You can't really see them. I think they're for the most part blocked off. I think I've got a rear access built in right here. Yeah, okay. So the whole concept of this is a hopper minecart, right? And so here's that first chest that you saw. So say you've got a fuel. Well, I use blaze rods because they're the best. Well, best next to lava buckets before the internet yells at me. So I fill this chest up with blaze rods. Then this minecart comes through, grabs those blaze rods, and then drops them into these hoppers here, which basically means that as we use the furnaces, and then those hoppers of course are connected to the back of the furnaces, so as we use the furnace, it automatically gets restocked by, oh man, how'd that get in there? That's no good. They would automatically be restocked by the hopper behind them, and then the distribution center, the distribution chest with that minecart hopper, then goes above the hoppers and refills the hoppers. Then, yeah, like I said, refill the furnace. And these 2 chests here are just storage chests, or I think I had them as like yet to be furnaced. Yeah. So from here, let's go out to the boat dock. And I also do have this room semi-color coordinated. The white here, the iron, leads pretty close to the iron golem farm, which we've already seen. Gold kind of makes sense to go to a blacksmith because it's like the main ore. Diamond, well, diamond is blue, so is the ocean, thus it leads to a boat dock. And then green is emerald, so I plan on building like a villager trading system. Like, I know I've got a small one, we'll look at it here in a minute. I plan on building a villager trade system out here, and then it also leads to the slime farm, which is over yonder. So anyway, the blue leads to the ocean, so let's go to the ocean, aka the boat dock. And I recently fixed this, again, just getting in the hang of it. I did it off camera. Trying to get back in the swing of doing Minecrafty stuff, and oop, I fell. So it's been updated, and it should work, with a big fat asterisk next to it. I recently updated how this basically works. Let's jump down. As you can see, there's the launcher. So we've got, this is the gate. We've got a gate control here. You flip that and then you can leave, and then you flip it again and no monsters can come in. You push the button here. I need to make that a little bit more apparent, but we can see that, did it not trigger? There it goes. Oh gosh, it must have gotten jammed. Well, yeah, you remember that big fat asterisk I said? Apparently, there's a bigger asterisk than I thought. Dang it. Why are you not firing? So, it worked like 20 minutes ago. Well, anyways, apparently I've got some more work to do on it. But the whole concept here is that I hit the space bar. Jump, character! I said jump. The whole concept is that, see, I've got ice there, but they didn't melt, so that shouldn't have. I was just trying to increase. Anyways, so the whole concept is this dispenser is filled with boats, right? Boats get spit out onto the water. These pistons, because boats kind of stay free floating until they're updated, so these pistons both push forward and then push the boat started on its momentum. It just kind of like updates it. It's kind of like when ice melts, it doesn't update immediately. So the piston pushes it forward, and then the water trail gives it the momentum. It falls down this hole, and then you get a launch out the door. We'll give it one more. I don't know what happened. I do not. The pistons are getting pushed though, right? See, it's getting too much momentum because the other, okay, whatever. So then, moving up from the boat dock, this is just like a mini tree farm because the boat dock gets refilled from here, so this is where the boats would go. So we've got wood here, so that way, as we use the boats, you know, they get broken, they get lost, blah, 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 blah. You have a tree right there ready to replenish. This is the enchanting room. I'm pretty proud of this. It's a little dated. It was built for, I think it was built for when the level cap was 50. But it's still, yeah, it was. Actually, I think like the episode following the completion of the enchanting room was when the enchanting cap of 30 rolled around. But here's how it works. Long story short, we've got all these bunch of levers. I think there's what, like 9 levers here. They control all the bookcases. So you can see here that we've got, you know, we could bring these up in quarters. So there's a quarter, there's a quarter, and then we've also got the roof control here, which lets us dial in a more precise amount of levels. So say we want to, I don't know, get a level 26 enchant. So we would go, I think that's 10, here's 20, and then here's 22, 24, 26, and that would give us a level 26 enchant. Well, obviously, that's a lot of levers to hit. Like, I could take that up to 30. That would be 22, 4, 6, 8, 30, right? That's a lot of levers to hit every time I want a level 30 enchant, though. That's kind of ridiculous. So the next concept that I had is let's have one big master override. So we push one switch, gives us a level 30 enchant. I don't have anything to enchant right now, but one switch does it all. And then we've got our anvils, which were added a little bit later. That's why they can look kind of out of place, but you had to make do. This is our temporary villager trading post. I have a design that I've already shared, made a tutorial video on. I want to work that design in the world, but until then, these are where I've got all of my best villagers. I've got a bunch of wheat, wool, just stuff that needs to be traded and all that fun stuff. Okay, so then the next thing that I want to look at over here is this is our first golden nugget. The first golden nugget we ever got from our zombie farm. Now, how this works, it's kind of strange. We have a zombie farm, and we also have this 3x3 door here. We have a zombie farm hidden under there. I have yet to clean up the ocean, but you can kind of see the square outline right there. Underneath that, there are a bunch of nether portals. Now, zombie pigs have a percentage chance to spawn out of a nether portal based on the amount of time, blah, 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 blah. And so then they fall out of the nether portals, they die, and then there is, you might have just seen it, there is a chest that goes around, or a minecart hopper hopper minecart, whatever, which would then collect the zombie pig goodies, and then it transports them here and then drops them off into the chest. So you can see we've got 33 nuggets, 19, and then it obviously will decrease because it's already been dropped off at the previous chests. So we've got all this, and then kind of a cool thing I thought about the system, we don't like rotten flesh, so I've got a built-in trash can. You just throw it through the crack of the floor, which the player has no chance of falling through. So yeah, that's the Zompig farm. Then over here we've also got, this is a work in progress. This is another thing I get yelled at a lot about. This is the Mage farm. It is, again, remember how earlier I said the castle was largely unfinished? The Mage farm, or the Mage tower, is even more so. In it we've got our snow farm, which you just take a shovel, make sure these guys are pushed far enough back that you're not going to hurt them, and then you just go at it, man, and vroom vroom vroom, you get all that snow. So then and I had to build this out here because the snow golems don't leave the snow on the ground unless it's in certain biomes. Well, they don't leave snow on the ground in plains biomes, which is where the castle's built, but they do leave snow on the ground in river biomes, which is where the Mage Tower is built. So we built it out there because it's a river biome, and that's where they leave the snow. So yeah, that's where it's at, and that's where it's likely to stay. Another thing, this is the last thing in the main world here that I forgot to show you, was the slime farm here. We'll jump off the ladders. I do get an odds and ends question every now and then asking if the slime farm still works. As you can hear, it most definitely does. I actually have to come down here on a pretty regular basis, and actually you can see the one on the platform over there that spawned. He just dropped off. That would kill me. I can't go in there. I don't know if you can see how many they keep jumping. It's like we're at a rave. We're at a disco. So let's dance, slime. There's a lot of slimes in there, and it's definitely still working. You don't need to. Yeah, I think we actually need to something. Get your thoughts together, Nims, and then speak them with a very clear and concise manner. Something that we need to do is we need to get a way to process these mobs so that way this doesn't happen, because that's something we're looking at 37 entities there and round about 500 particle effects. That's causing quite a bit of lag in the game. I would like to get a like a conveyor belt set up, and then take these slimes and have them, you know, whether it be a crusher or a lava farm or something like that, be able to automatically harvest them and then get their slime balls. But again, I'm doing pretty good on slime balls, and I guess since we're down here, I could show you the bottom side of the zombie pig farm, the Zompig, the gold farm. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump away through this, and then up here, and then you'll see a bunch of cobblestone, and yeah, and then okay, so there's all the nether portals. They fall down, land in like this sea of hoppers, and then the hoppers then have that minecart that we looked at earlier that goes underneath these hoppers and returns it to Castle Nims, where then we get to bathe in our glorious riches of gold that we obtained by killing innocent zombie pigmen. Well, they're zombies, so they can't be innocent, but they were pigmen. I wonder if that'd be kind of cool if Minecraft added like just a regular zombie pig, or just a pigman as like another, like a, I don't know, like another mob maybe that gives you quests or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm digressing. I am rambling on. Time to go look at more cool stuff. So we're back outside Castle de Nims, and now we're gonna take a jump into the Nether over here. This is well, I've got a couple of things inside the Nether. It's pretty close to the base. I kind of set it aside so that way I wouldn't have to, again, same reason I put the Nether portals out there underneath the ocean, so I wouldn't have to hear them. And that is, again, a bunch of particle effects. Just this one Nether portal is adding something like 300 particle effects. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm trying to watch the lag because I want to fill up my world, and it's like I don't want to fill up my world and then be like later on be like, oh my gosh, I have way too much lag, this is unplayable, or corrupt the world. So it's just a conscious effort that I'm trying to watch. So this is a kind of a dated thing as well. It was kind of a mistake when it was built. But it's not too big of a deal. This is our nether wart farm. The concept here is that it's one big spirally pattern. You push a button, all the nether wart gets shaken off, and then you can just run through this spirally pattern, blah, 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 and then it pops you out over here after you've run through the entire thing. I probably should have a minecart take me through it. That'd probably be much quicker and much more efficient. Actually, that's a really good idea, Nims. Maybe you should do that soon. Then making sure there's no gas. This is the overpass. This is probably one of our lengthier builds. This took me a long time to do, and it is zombie pigman. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. We've got some stuff built over there. I'll show you this first. Okay, so this leads us to our ice farm. I almost said snow farm, and it's like, no, we already covered the snow farm. It's not a snow farm. It's something else, and that's likely to be our like our secondary base over there. So, anyways, this overpass takes us to the our blaze farm, and also a obviously another fortress. We got really lucky with this blaze farm. There are 2 blaze spawners that are like right next to each other. They were only like a block or 2 off as far as like coordinates go. I think they were like 10 blocks apart, then like 1 block up and 1 block to the side apart. I mean, you couldn't get them any closer than this. So what I've done, and we'll see it when we get there, I guess. There's nothing really fancy to see along the way. There's the nether fortress. There's the beginning of it. We're going to the back part of it. Just nethery goodness. Oh god, that's gonna suck once we get out. All right, so let's run this real quick. Run faster, run faster. I also play a phoenix skin because I love phoenixes. Yeah, you can yell at me, call me weird, whatever. I think they're cool. I have a personal motto: be the best version of yourself. Basically means don't suck and try to improve yourself all the time. So anyway, and phoenixes being able to be reborn all the time is kind of like, yeah. So anyway, little personal rambling tangent. This is our double blaze farm. We've basically got 2 funnels here that then combine way down here. I really need to update this so that way they don't combine so far down, but they combine down here, and then you can see there's one on the side, there's one on this side, then they combine, and then blazes do not drown in ooh, we got a gold bar. Blazes do not drown in lava. They swim up in much the same manner that normal mobs swim up in water. They are not affected by it, nor, like I said, nor do they drown. So these blaze will spawn in the blaze farm things here. The double funnels. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Good God, Nims. And then they come all the way down, and let's see if we can see one. And then they come up here, and then you use this lever to close the bottom of it. That gets rid of the lava, so that way the items aren't destroyed, and it also creates the floor that we're pushing against when we close the top part of it to crush them. This thing has a bunch of redstone hidden in the back here. This is like the timing contraption hooked up to a memory latch is what I believe that's called. Again, I'm kind of out of the swing of Minecraft, so that's why we're doing a tour today and not something that I would stutter and bumble around in. And so, okay, yeah, here we go. We're seeing one blaze come up, and the timing is set so precisely that, okay, so there we go. We've got just our one guy in here. Let's go ahead and crush him. And this is, again, provided that nothing's broken while I've been gone. The timing is set so precisely that it takes them down to 1 health, which is just a poke away from death. And then, bam, easy experience, easy blaze rods. And then you just open it back up, let more in, and voila! Lots of easy experience and fuel for my furnace farm. I'm working on retrofitting the area. Like I said, I want to get these cleaned up, make them a little bit smaller, more condensed. I believe I can do that, and then also make the floor, like, it's such a weird area right now, and I'm trying to even it out and make it not so weird. But that's kind of a boring thing to do. I likely won't make you guys watch that. Well, it is now nighttime, and I believe that concludes the extended tour of the Let's Play world that we've been playing on. I want to say a huge thank you to those that have watched me consistently all the way through from, Season 1 when we first started playing, and then when we rolled over to Season 2 and started this world, and through the last 74 episodes. I think we just broke 25,000 subs. I realize that there's about 5,000 people that watch the Let's Plays pretty consistently, whether you're new or have been, like I said, very, very loyal. I just want to say a huge thank you. It's been a lot of fun, and regardless of if I get to do this, like, you know how like YouTubers get like a partnership, whether you get to do it like as a partnership and get to do it as a job, or if it's just like a side hobby that I get to do on the side. Either way, I'm with it. It's a lot of fun. I like getting to interact with you guys. So with that being said, that heartfelt moment brought to you by Mr. Nims, I am going to head out as the sun rises, as the ZDS turns off, and life begins anew. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in episode 75, where we will resume normal scheduling, normal episodic content, and I will see you then. Later, guys.